Yo, are y'all ready for Overreaction Tuesday? I thought so. Yeah, welcome back to Trilogy Sports, guys. It's Overreaction Tuesday. Had a very busy week in sports, NBA, NFL. It's been crazy all weekend. Some upsets, some big games, some disappointments. But all in all, this is the day where we overreact about different teams and their scenario and their prospects moving forward. Is it an overreaction? Possibly. Is it valid? Possibly. Who knows? So that's the beauty of Overreaction Tuesday. So let's get into it. First thing first, the Dallas Cowboys is not bad. Let's just be honest. That's an overreaction. You play the Atlanta Falcons, who on a first-year head coach with a lot of changes, they're not the best team. Okay, beating them 40-something to 3 or whatever the score was is not impressive. It is not indicative that they can beat some of the more elite teams. So, let's get that overreaction out the way. Overreaction is Tom Brady starting to feel Father Time a little bit, for the last couple games, Tom has really needed time to kind of get the offense cranking, and I think that is an overreaction. I think Tom is fine. I think teams are defending a lot better, knowing what Tom likes to do with this Tampa Bay offense, what shots they're going to take and not going to take, and kind of what the rhythm of their offense is. I think teams are starting to understand what that is better, on top of their defense not as good. So even if Tom has an off game or two, usually that defense can, make a few plays and give Tom more opportunities to win a game. But that's not the case, particularly this Sunday against the Washington football team. Heineke played his butt off. And down the stretch in the fourth quarter, when Heineke needed to make a play on third down to keep the chains moving, that's exactly what they did. And they marched down and scored the go-ahead. Well, not go-ahead because they were already up, but they marched down the field, scored a touchdown that put the game away for good, and there you go. But I think Tom is fine. I think he's all right. He's missing AB. He's missing Gronkowski. Now, those two players aren't spring chickens. So being older players and coming off injuries and coming back from injuries, it takes them a while to get back to form. So that can also be something to look forward to down the road. But we'll see. But I think Tom is fine. I'm not going to overreact to a few losses. You look at that division. You look at Carolina, Saints. Look at the Falcons. The Falcons are not, going anywhere. The Saints, they lost Sunday. So it's like, I don't know. The NFC South is kind of wide open, but I think Tom is too experienced to let anyone in that division overtake Tampa. So, I don't think he has anything to worry about. I think he can easily secure a playoff spot just by winning the division, just keeping pace. So, I wouldn't overreact too much, but we'll see how that defense is moving forward, because they lost Vita Vea, and that's a huge piece of their defensive line. And last year when they lost them, you could feel and see the impact. So we'll see. Overreaction Tuesday. Are we going to overreact to Baker Mayfield and how pretty much his Cleveland tenure needs to be over? I'm gonna actually say that's not an overreaction. I'm gonna say that's valid. I think Baker's run as a Brown is over, because think about this: you don't went through two coaches, you don't went through a superstar wide receiver who's no longer on the team, the damn GM that insisted on drafting you and building the team around you on both sides of the ball is no longer there. At this point, it may be you, bro. At this point, it probably is you. Baker has a lot to do with why the Browns are a very disappointing team this season. He didn't play very well. Then he got hurt. Who knows how long he's going to be out? But he got hurt, and the backup has to come in, and they were already getting blown out by New England. New England just, and shout out to New England. I told you about New England. I told you with their physical running game and their defense and Mac Jones making all the right throws, all the right plays, that they're gonna be stupid. Even Cam said that, when Cam was on the way out in an interview, he said, "Yo, Mac is gonna win some games with New England," and this Sunday proved it that New England team is not a team you want to play. If you're a playoff team and you're looking who your first game is going to be in the playoffs, you don't want to see New England. But back to Cleveland, Baker plays 3 good games a year, and 2 of them are against the Bengals. And then he'll have one, out of the blue game where the running game is, killing, and then he can make some plays off play action. But other than that, 3 games out of a 17-game season, and all those teams in the AFC, and especially in that division, that could contend for a playoff spot, Baker's not that guy. I've always said this. Baker is not that guy. He's not a guy that you can put the ball in his hand and say, "Hey, win me a ball game." Tom Brady, here, Tom, win me a ball game. Aaron Rodgers, here, buddy, win me a ball game. Even Patrick Mahomes, hey, Pat, here, win me a ball game. These elite level quarterbacks, even Russell, these elite level quarterbacks can win you games. You put the ball in their hands, and they make plays. They run the offense, and they score, and they make plays, and they give you the best chance to win a ball game. But with Baker, you put it in Baker's hands, he's gonna get sacked or he's gonna throw an interception. He's not the franchise quarterback that he was drafted to be, unfortunately. And we have plenty of tape, plenty of film to prove that he just ain't it. So I think it's time to move on from Baker too. I do. I think it's time to move on from Baker. I don't know if his rookie contract is up or not, or I don't know if he's, in the wings to get a bigger deal. But if I'm Cleveland and I gotta make a decision on keeping Baker, paying him X amount of dollars, I'm like, hell no. Baker, no. Baker has done nothing to warrant a top-notch contract whatsoever. So, I don't think that's an overreaction at all. Overreaction. Should we panic about the Pittsburgh Steelers? Yes and no. If you more or less concerned about this season, panic, because they're not gonna go anywhere. And if Mason Rudolph is gonna be the quarterback, hang it up. Just go ahead and give Baltimore the division. Call it a day. But if you are looking for the future, or looking towards the future, and you're concerned about the team direction moving forward, then I would say, pump the brakes, relax. You're still going to have a very good defense. TJ Watt, he's hurt. He's going to be out. But, all in all, with TJ Watt, Minica, that team, that defense is going to be, around. They're going to be a top tier defense for a while, because those pieces are still relatively young. So that defense is going to be kind of the backbone to what makes them a good team, and then with good defense, you couple that with good special teams, so you put your defense in good positions as far as field position. You put a premium on that, and then you have Najee Harris, and that dude, I like Najee, bro. Like, Broski's out here just bowling guys over. Like, he's a physical runner. He's a physical runner that gets you those extra yards off the contact that you need. That takes the pressure off your quarterback having to throw 40, 50 times just to kind of get those extra, those extra yards, less pass attempts on your quarterback, less pressure on your quarterback, whoever that may be. And then you're getting those yards through Najee and able to keep a pace and be physical. Like, there's no reason why Najee shouldn't be a focal point of the team moving forward. You should be building around him and putting pieces around him the way they did Derrick Henry in Tennessee. So I think the future is still bright. You're going to have to figure out the quarterback position in Pittsburgh, obviously, because Mason Rudolph ain't it. Big Ben really ain't it. I mean, he's old. And, let's be honest, like, Detroit kind of, smacked you in the mouth a little bit. Detroit smacked you in the mouth, and I don't think Pittsburgh was really expecting that. Because they looked at the film, and they looked how, Detroit was playing thus far, and then, Dan Campbell started calling the plays. He wants a more physical team. He wants to out-tough the Pittsburgh Steelers, a team known for toughness, and pretty much did. DeAndre Swift pretty much pounded them upside the head. So it was crazy. But yeah, I think the future of Pittsburgh is still bright with Najee Harris, a healthy T.J. Watt, Minica, those pieces on defense, and then receiver, Chase Claiborne. He's as a number one, I don't know yet. He's close. He's to me, him and DK Metcalf. DK's number one by default, but is he a true number one yet? I still think he has some polish to go, but he has all the skills, and Chase does too. Chase has all the skills to be a number one receiver, but I don't think he's quite there yet, but he's going to be there real soon, real soon. So I think, Pittsburgh still has plenty of talent, so I wouldn't worry about the future. I would cross out this year, though. I would exit out, try again next year. And I think they'll be okay next year and moving forward. Overreaction Tuesday. Carolina going to the playoffs? My team? I'm going to overreact. I'm going to be a homer and say, yeah. I think Carolina can definitely make the playoffs. I think so. You're going to at least have another game against Atlanta. That's a winnable game. You're going to have to play Tampa twice. You could probably steal one of those games. I don't remember off the top of my head what their schedule looks like for the rest of the season. But I do know that with Cam coming back, I'm back. Cam coming back, it changed this whole dynamic of the team. The team is totally different. Just by Cam coming back and the energy and the confidence that he brings, the team is totally night and day. Totally night and day. And just the added element of Cam and what he can do in the red zone, that's what we've been missing. Like the whole season. The entire season. It's like we really had Arizona on their heels. And even though they didn't have Kyler Murray, they still have a pretty good defense. A defense that helped get them to be 8-1 so far in the season, going into this game. So, I don't see, the fact that we could put up 30-something points on that defense is incredible. And our defense has been playing exceptional all season. And no one's talked about the Carolina defense, of course. Our defense has been top-notch all season long, with Shaq Thompson and Brian Burns screaming off the edges. And Action Jackson finally, making some plays, and we still got Gilly Lock, aka Stephon Gilmore, and we got plenty of talent. Jeremy Chin, like that defense got plenty of talent, and I think that talent, what Cam is bringing, that energy, I think they'll sneak into the playoffs. Now, will they go deep into the playoffs? I mean, I don't expect no, NFC championship, but I think we could maybe, get into the playoffs, get into the wild card weekend and see what happens, Probably overreaction, I don't know, but, we'll see. This is an overreaction. Kansas City is back. Because, Sunday Night Football, Kansas City demolished the Raiders. And the Raiders was atop of the AFC West, playing pretty good football this year. One of the teams that Kansas City needed to beat to kind of, get their footing back in the AFC. And they demolished them on the road. Kansas City on the road with their fans in the away arena. Just stomped them. Patrick Mahomes played exceptionally well. He played a very good game. He was just like his old self. He had all that old magic back, and sometimes you do get it for a divisional rival. I think that is definitely the case. Divisional rival, you see them every year. It's this kind of rivalry and bragging rights, and all week long you just have a different energy because we playing them boys. I'm pretty sure in Kansas City, we hate the Raiders, especially the Raiders. You can lose to any team. Kansas City can lose to any team, but losing to the Raiders, that's the worst, right? And vice versa. And, the Raiders, they kind of fell apart Sunday, and it happens. But they had an opportunity to kind of keep pacing the game. Derek Carr, of course, hits your boy Deshaun Jackson, who's a new acquisition, hits him over the middle of the field. He catches the ball and somehow gets punched out, and he fumbles the ball backwards, and then Kansas City recovers, and they're on nowhere to score. If they score, it's a 21-24 game. The game is totally different then. The play calling, the momentum, just the flow of the game is totally different in a 21-24 game as opposed to, you're down 14-24 and then you turn the ball over when you're about to score. Like that essentially flipped the momentum to a point where it was a point of no return. And that was the ball game, pretty much. Is Kansas City back? Is that an overreaction? Yeah, it is. Because that defense made plays against the Raiders. But you got to do it more than one game. You got to make plays and play as a cohesive unit and have better communication defensively for more than one game. You can't play well one game against your divisional opponent and then expect to, flip the script or the switch for the rest of the season. Like, it don't work like that. So their defense is going to always be a cause for concern, and particularly in that defensive backfield when they're getting crossed up, and Matthias is, Honey Badgers, he's constantly like, where's communication? Who's picking up who here? Who's guarding who? Where's the communication? Where's the brain trust here? Where's the, I don't know. But yeah, that defense still has a lot to prove. And also, I think the offense will more likely get back on track. I think the offense benefited from this game more than the defense. And I think the offense will carry over for the rest of the season, or for the most part, for the rest of the season. The defense is still, the jury's still out on the defense. But I predicted them to win the division anyway, and I think they will. I think that if they were to really see Buffalo in the playoffs, I think they'll beat Buffalo. But if they were to see Tennessee, They don't want to see Tennessee. Trust me, they don't want to. They don't want to see Tennessee in the playoffs. They don't want to really see the New England Patriots in the playoffs. Because if Belichick, this defense plays like they've been playing lately in the playoffs against Patrick Mahomes, nope, no, no can do. You know, it's Patrick don't want to see that New England defense. So no, I'm going to reserve the right to just go ahead and jump on the Kansas City bandwagon. Okay, so Reaction Tuesday or Overreaction Tuesday, we're gonna chill on the Kansas City Chiefs. They gotta play like that a few more weeks. I think it's an overreaction to say that they're back automatically. You know, they got a lot to prove to themselves still at this point. Overreaction Tuesday. Last thing, is the 49ers back? I would say so. Yes. Going to overreact on this one. I'm gonna take the over on this one. I think the Niners are back. I do. I think a statement game like that against a divisional rival who is atop of the NFC is grounds for turning your season around and winning enough games to get into the playoffs, and then who knows from there, because they are loaded with talent. Loaded. Jimmy G played well within himself. He made some really big throws. Shout out to Kyle Shanahan going for it on 4th and 8, 4th and 7, whatever the crap it was, but he was like, nah, brother. I'm about to go for it and go ahead and get this first down, and then he ended up getting a touchdown. Debo Samuels catches the ball over across the middle. That was it. They killed him over the middle all night long, and he outran the defense and just scored a touchdown, and that pretty much that was signed, sealed, delivered at that point. But again, like, Debo Samuels is an amazing receiver, and he doesn't get enough credit. So shout out to Debo Samuels, man. I really like his game. He's a physical, get at him guy. He's gonna make you fight. He's a dog, pretty much. He's a dog out there, and I like Debo a lot. And they have tons of players like that, dogs out there. You got Debo, Kittle. You got the running backs out there, Wilson. You still got Trey Lance, and all you can scheme for him to use his skill set to kind of get him acclimated to the NFL. You still got him as an X factor. Jimmy G's playing a lot better. Like, the Niners have every reason to think that they're back. And them being relatively healthy this year, after last year, it seemed like every other person was on IR. Like half the roster was on IR, and now they're a little bit healthier. They're a lot healthier than last year. So there's no reason why they shouldn't use this game as a backdrop to, propel themselves up and get on a little run here. And before you know it, 10, 11, 12 games later, wins later, they're in the thick of things. And then if they can get into the playoffs, they're a team that you don't want to see because of the level of talent, So I think the Niners are on to something. Now the Rams, 2 straight losses. I don't know what's going on. Matt Stafford turning the ball over. I'm not sure, Maybe it's pressure of him feeling like he has to get the ball in certain spots to his playmakers. Maybe forcing balls. I don't know. Maybe defenses are kind of catching on to the Rams offense to an extent, or how they're being implemented this year. And it's like, throwing some things at Stafford that, he hasn't adjusted to yet, and now he has to adjust. Perhaps that's it. But the turnovers is what really getting them whipped, turning the ball over. And then on the other end, the Rams defense is, they're not just getting off the field. They've been getting kind of out toughed. Tennessee really put a whooping on them last week on Sunday Night Football, and they were really physical with old man AP. And then this week, this Monday, San Francisco, physical. physical at the line of scrimmage. Big part of the reason why they won and getting points off turnovers. Same thing. Losing Robert Woods kind of threw off the offense chemistry. Like, what people don't understand about chemistry is that a lot of times it could be the smallest little thing, the smallest little addition or subtraction that could just throw it off ever so slightly. And it's like, you don't hit those plays you usually hit. Then you start second guessing, and then you already don't have the confidence of having a rhythm or rapport with someone. And OBJ, he still has to work into this offense. That's not. I didn't expect that to come overnight. And the memes were crazy. Man, everybody had memes of him wanting to get traded out of LA now, and OBJ's dad, recording Matthew Stafford the way he did, Baker Mayfield missed passes and stuff. And I think that's an overreaction. Isn't it an overreaction to say that the 49ers can turn their season around? I don't think so. That's my thoughts, man.